ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, so is it sound is coming well? Okay, any problem? You are able to see the screen also? Okay. Okay, thank you. So just I thought before we start, yesterday that shloka was very important. Yeah, especially this section, it starts from 38 to 50. You see this man is chopping off the chain. So basically Krishna is telling Arjuna how you should act. Now you should be, you should act in such a way that you, by this now what I'm going to talk to you, this is called as a buddhi yoga. Okay, that's why the word एषा ते विहिता सांख्ये बुद्धि योगे तो इमाम शृणु। अर्जुन अभी बुद्धि योग के बारे में सुनो। अब तक हमने आपको सांख्य योग बताया, कर्म योग बताया, अभी बुद्धि योग मतलब बेसिकली भक्ति योगा। नाउ कृष्णा इज गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट भक्ति योगा प्रिंसिपल्स. By acting in that way, one will get rid of all the bondage of this world. So does anyone knows, yeah, this episode you are seeing in the picture, anyone knows this episode? Because this shloka yesterday we discussed, it was very important in that context that this episode comes. नेहा विक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. So Krishna is telling on this path there is no loss, there is no diminution. And little bit endeavor done, swalpam apyasya dharmasya, it will save one from the greatest danger. Trayate mahato bhayat. And that we saw what is that greatest danger. That greatest danger is to glide down again to the lower forms of life. Not in the human life, but getting down, degraded to the other lower forms. So this episode our teacher has shown in this slide. Anyone knows this episode? Who is this personality? Of course, this is an elephant, the crocodile, but there is some, their names are there in the characters. Anyone knows this? Yeah, okay. Others, yeah, yeah, correct. So this is none other than the elephant. His name is Gajendra. Gaja Indra. Indra means like a king. So he is a king of not only elephants but of the whole, even the tigers, lions, they were afraid. But this Gajendra caught hold by that crocodile, and you see he was about to get off. I mean, his body was getting to get completely, I mean, he's going to die now. But what he did, he removed that lotus and plucked that lotus and offered it to Lord Vishnu. And immediately Lord Vishnu comes on the Garuda and rescues, chops the head of crocodile. So what is this context in this shloka? Yeah. Uh, so this King Gajendra, in his previous life, he was a king Indradyumna. Because of some negligence, the sage cursed him to become an elephant. And sages curse, they don't give curse out of any envy or kind of a vengeance, but their curse is to bring out something good from our life only. So that's why in Krishna's episode also Narad Muni cursed Nala Kuvera and Manigriv. So it may look like Narad Muni was angry because they did not respected him. No, rather Narad Muni wanted to teach because they are the sons of a responsible sons. They are the sons of Kuvera. They have responsible position, but they should not forget their responsibility. And that is this kind of behavior is not expected from them. So that's why Narada cursed them. But out of that, beautiful episode came. Krishna uprooting those two twin trees. So that's the beauty of sages. Whether they give curse or benediction, that brings out ultimately good only. So the Raja Indradyumna was cursed to become an elephant. But because he has done such a great practice in his previous life, he remembered all the prayers. And that's why you see he took out the lotus and is offering with the prayers. And there's beautiful shlokas are there, Gajendra prayers. And in that purport, Prabhupada writes, as a devotee of Krishna consciousness, we should try to memorize the shlokas. And Prabhupada gives the example, Namaste Narsimhaya, Ito Narsimha, Parato Narsimha, or Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So the whole point is our mind is filled with so many other things, and those impressions will turn out for our next life's destination. But if your mind is filled with such wonderful sound vibration with the shlokas and prayers to the Lord, then although one may not know the meaning, but the mind absorbs those things, and surely God will do the rest of the work for us, seeing our efforts. So we should try to memorize the shlokas and the prayers so that it becomes. So that's why Indradyumna, it may look like he was also like we are discussing one Bharat Maharaj episode also with one of the batch. So Bharat Maharaj was also the king, but because he did some mistake, negligence in his practice, he became a deer. But then he was not ordinary deer. His memory, remembrance as a king, Bharat was there in his mind. So the past life memory and everything was there. That is a mercy of the Lord. Gajendra also remembered all past life. So that's why we have many children also in our society where they're memorizing the shlokas. They know, I mean, immediately they learn the instruments and all, but how is it possible? So Prabhupada says they are the not ordinary children. They're born in a very fact in a devotee family means what? They are the great souls. In their previous life, they might have some things might be remaining. And that's why to complete those things, now they have taken a chance here to appear. So Krishna gives the promise, Arjun, you fight for the sake of establishing dharma as a devotional duty. Then you will not incur the sin. And there is no loss on this path for fighting. So that was yesterday's shloka we saw. And then 41, how the people who are on this path, how they act. They're determined with one pointed intelligence. Yeah, I think this screen will be more clear. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandara. With one pointed focus, they're resolute in purpose versus many branch, right? And the Prabhupada gave very beautiful purpose. So I thought very important points yesterday we could not discuss elaborately, but by which this shloka Prabhupada quotes many times. So we saw the definition of faith, right? Unflinching trust in something sublime. So some examples. Does all of you know this story? The cobbler and Brahmana. Prabhupada quotes this in his talks to tell us about the importance of faith. All of you know this story. If you know, then I'll not show. But if you don't know, then I will present it. Cobbler and a Brahmana. Okay. So I'll share that screen. So by that we'll understand what is the meaning by the faith. Okay, I'll just try to open that. And if you know that, then I mean, still it's a good at this point to remember that, to recollect. You're able to see this screen, the Brahman and the cobbler. Are you able to see? Hare Krishna, are you able to see this screen? Can somebody confirm? Because if you start, then yeah, okay, thank you. So I'll just fit it to the proper size. So let's see. Sri Narad Muni was traveling to different places on the planet Earth, singing the glories of Lord Narayana. And Narad Muni comes to the Brahmana. I mean, he saw one Brahmana taking bath, and the Brahmana asks, "Dear Narad Muni, are you going to meet the Lord?" So this Brahmana was kind of a proud. Okay, that's how it is written. This proud Brahmana paid his respect to Narada and asked him, "Are you going to meet Lord?" Narad Muni says, "Yes, I'll be meeting the Lord very soon." Because Narada Muni has international interplanetary visa. He can go to other planets in the spiritual world. So actually one nice lesson we can learn from the life of Narada. To the degree we are in line with the Lord, to the degree we allow ourselves to follow the path of Dharma, or to the degree we become instrument in the hand of Lord, to that degree the freedom increases. And Narad Muni's freedom, you see, all of you know, famous, he can travel in the space without any airships or things and all, chanting the names of Lord. So that is a, I mean, gift given to Narad Muni. So same way in our life also. If we also try to, will be get rid from this worldly bondage. So this Brahmana is asking Narada, "Are you going to meet Lord?" Narad Muni says, "Yes." Then he puts the question, "Then do me a small favor. Please ask the Lord when I'm going to join the Lord in the spiritual world." Right? We become eager to go to spiritual world. Right? So in the it will be very soon, but still I want to know from the Lord only. Brahmana feels, so yes, I'll come very soon, but still I want to get confirmation from Lord. Narad Muni says, "Okay, fine," and then he walks. And after walking a little more in the forest, he sees one cobbler is sitting. Cobblers means the one who does the shoe work. All of you know that, right? And again, he asks the cobbler also, "All glories to Narad Muni. Dear Narad Muni, are you going to meet the Lord?" And Narad says, "Yes, I'll be meeting the Lord." So when you meet the Lord, please ask the Lord, "After how many more lives will I going to go to the spiritual world? I'm tired of this living in this material world." So Prabhupada says that famous line, uh, one should feel, uh, I'm sorry, I'm missing that exact word. Yeah, one should feel tired of this material world. I mean, one should feel completely, when desperately live, I want to leave this world. Till that time, we'll not have the chance to go to the spiritual world. If you have little bit hope, also fine. This world is also not so bad. So we'll remain in this world only. So you see this, now this cobbler is telling, "I'm tired of this world, Narada. Please tell me, I want to go back to the spiritual world." So that longing we should develop. So Narad Muni says, "Yes, fine." So with the two case studies, he approaches Narayana. And then he says, he offers his pranams and glorifies the Lord. Lord receives him with affection and honor. "How are you, dear Narad? Is there anything I can do for you?" So then Narada narrated the two case studies, what happened. And then Lord replied, "Brahman will come back to me after 100 lives." Okay, so can somebody tell, if you're first time to the story, Brahmana, Lord told that he will come after 100 lives. For cobbler, then proportionately how many lives it will be? Because I don't want to release the answer. If you're first time to the story, you can write the answer. For Brahmana, Lord Narayana told you will come after 100 lifetimes. For cobbler, proportionately how many lifetimes then it will take? Correct, na? Because Brahmana is like a very learned, he does the studies, the scriptures, and he does the pujas, and you saw that he was doing the offering, the artis. I mean, that Ganga water he was taking bath. Whereas cobbler is just doing the mochi work. I mean, kind of cleaning the shoes and all. Where is the scriptural knowledge? He's not attending the Bhagavad Gita classes or things. So, any guess? For Brahmana, 100 lifetimes. So cobbler, of course, obviously correct. It may take more than 100 or less than 100. At least that much you can tell. For Brahmana, if it is 100, then cobbler, yeah. So some of the were around 1,000 approximately. Okay. So let's see. But Lord replied, what you know? They Narada and the cobbler will come back to me after finishing this life only. So for Brahman, 100 lives. But for cobbler, in one life, he will come back to me, to the spiritual world. And then they will ask what I was doing. You tell Narad, you tell them that I was threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. I'm putting elephant in the eye of a needle, okay? And then you will understand everything by their reaction. And Narad Muni goes and says to Brahmana, O Brahman, Lord said that you will see him after 100 lives. And you see what happens to Brahmana. I don't believe you even saw the Lord. Tell me what the Lord was doing. So why Brahmana was asking? Because he was feeling that I am going to come very soon. 100 lifetimes, I am a great Brahmana, I am doing everything. And he's doubting Narada. I think you are not went to the Lord. First tell what Lord was doing. And then Narada told Lord is threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. Then you see what Brahmana says. Impossible. How can anyone thread an elephant through the eye of a needle? You never met the Lord and you are cheating me by saying imaginary things. So you see what kind of his understanding is, right? But when he goes to the cobbler, then Narad Muni says, you will see the Lord after finishing this life only, cobbler. And then immediately cobbler says, my Lord is very merciful. What was the Lord doing when he saw him? He also asked. And then Narad Muni says, Lord was threading an elephant through the eye of the needle. And cobbler says, wonderful, wonderful, so great. Okay. And then Narad Muni says, do you actually believe that? I'm telling you, Lord is putting elephant through the eye of a needle. Cobbler is telling, wonderful, wonderful. So cobbler replies, of course, look at this banyan tree, big banyan tree. It comes from a small seed. If such a big tree can come from a small seed, then the Lord can easily put an elephant to the eye of a needle. So his understanding was not whimsical or sentimental, but it was actually devotional. So he gave a proper gesture. And then seeing the difference, Narad understood why Lord has awarded them differently. So Prabhupada writes the purport. So this is called a faith. There is a reason behind the belief. If Krishna can put a large tree, is it so astonishing that he can keep all planetary system floating in a space through his energy? So it is simply meant for devotees. They can understand. The non-devotees cannot understand. They'll say, oh, all these are bluffs. So one point to note, very, very important, when Narad Muni asked, how do you believe that? So what Cobbler replied? Yes, he gave the reason. Okay, so our faith, the faith has a two elements, okay? Faith should be logical and faith should be reasonable. It's not that because, oh, these people are good, so whatever they'll say, I'll accept. Very nice, very nice. So yes, that absolute faith is very good. But then at early stage, when we're growing in our Krishna consciousness, when we're living with the world around, so many, many challenges we may come across. We're hearing here one talk and we see the world outside with other perspective. Devotees are telling world is a full of problem. But I see my company friends and all, how nicely they're having fun, how nicely they're enjoying. I doubt whether devotees, maybe they want to impose upon me that outside life is bogus, you take this only, don't go outside and things. So is it really true? So many times as our mind haunts us with such doubts. So that's why Prabhupada wrote in that point. I'll show you in the presentation, we have noted that. So it's very, very important to understand this purport, what Prabhupada is presenting. Yeah, so this is one episode of Cobbler and Brahmana, the faith element. I'm sure now you understood. Brahmana had no faith. His practice was there, but his faith was not there. He doubted. Whereas Cobbler, although the practice was not there, but his faith was strongly rooted. So this is the beauty of the importance of faith. Faith can move the mountains, big, big mountains also. So that's why one famous prayer we sing in our classes. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim. Yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. So if you have faith on the words of spiritual master, then what can happen? Mukam karoti vachalam. The dumb man, the lame man can speak beautiful poetries. I mean, dumb and deaf, one who cannot speak or say anything, he can sing beautiful poetries. Okay, not only speak, but he can sing the poetries. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim. The lame man who cannot walk, his legs are not functioning, he can cross the mountains. Yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatari. So if you have the faith on the mercy of spiritual master and the Guru Parampara, so impossible becomes possible. So these are the famous episodes we can understand. And there is another story our teachers were telling. Once in village there was a drought, rains were not there. Okay, and the villager decided, let us perform yagya, because by yagya rains comes. Right, that is the third chapter Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Yajnat bhavati parjanyo, yajna karma samudbhava. So by yajna the rains come. So they decided in outskirt of village, huge ground, they started putting puja samagris and all the things. Brahmanas came and all villagers started going. And one girl, the small young girl, little child, she brought umbrella with her. And all people were laughing at her. Why you brought umbrella? This is a sunny days. Already rains are not there. And you brought umbrella for what? You know what that girl replied? She said, we're doing yagya for rains. After yagya, rains will come. So when we go back, it will become wet. So that's why I brought umbrella with me. So this is called as faith. So it's I mean, it's very, very subtle things. But if you have faith, innocent faith, surely we'll be able to live with that in the world around. And Srivas Thakur's example we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu asked him, Are Srivas, you are not doing any work. You have your wife, your sons, your families. How you are maintaining them? From where you get your food? And Srivas Thakur, what he did? 3 claps. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked her, what is mean by these 3 claps? He said, if I don't get my food, I clap 3 times. And still if the food doesn't come to me, I'll go to Ganga and drown myself. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, then who brings you food? Then he said, I have full faith on Lord Vishnu. He is a Narayana. He is a maintainer of the whole world. Why not he will maintain person like me also? So that is a faith of great, I mean, their example. Srila Prabhupada, with a full faith on the spiritual master, right? Yesterday we read that line, that this disciple should make the instruction of a spiritual master as one's life and soul. So Srila Prabhupada made the instruction of his spiritual master, preach in English language, which brought out ISKCON society, and print the books. Whenever you get money, print the books. That brought out the BBT. So that is, we see Prabhupada's 40 rupees. I mean, so much we can talk about. I'm sure all of you know about life of Prabhupada. Impossible became possible, right? And then another important line we read, the resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Okay, it's not like something sentimental, oh, it's good. Okay, fine, if I just be there and things are okay. No, we have to, Krishna is surely will going to test all of us in our life at particular stages. Are you really serious? Are you really want to come to me? Then Krishna will demonstrate some kind of things which may shock us. Are, am I doing like this? Why these things are happening? I'm expecting these things. So because Krishna wants to test the faith in our life. So can somebody tell in Mahabharata some episodes, very famous episodes, whereas how Arjuna had a full faith on Krishna. And that's why Arjuna, I mean, took such an action in Mahabharata, which Krishna also thought, why this person is acting like this? Now I have to do something for him. So in Mahabharata, many wonderful episode comes. Actually, Mahabharata demonstrates how Krishna, I mean, how Arjuna is so staunch devotee of Lord. I mean, he was so always fond of the Lord. So does anybody know some episodes in Mahabharata? So once what happened, Krishna was sitting outside the, yeah, hints, okay. Yes, yeah, hints about basically when Arjuna was fighting, he takes certain vows, then Krishna becomes in anxiety, why this person is taking these vows. So then to fulfill the vow of Arjuna, Krishna has to demonstrate something impossible things. Then it became to fulfill to the vow because Arjuna was having a full faith. So once what happened, Arjuna takes a vow. So who killed the son of Arjuna? Who was that person and who is the son of Arjuna? All of you know at least that much. Right, Mahabharat, Arjuna's son was killed injusticely. His name was, what is the name of Arjuna's son who was killed injusticely? Yeah, correct. Abhimanyu. Yeah, thank you. And then who killed Abhimanyu? Who was that main person against whom the Arjuna takes the vow that before tomorrow's sunset, if I don't kill him, I will enter into the fire. So, I mean, it was so, Krishna becomes so much worried. There are all Kauravas are standing and this Arjuna on whose strength is taking vow. Yes, who killed Abhimanyu against whom Arjuna took a vow? He got the news that Abhimanyu is dead. So Arjuna cried out of parental affection and he was a great devotee of Lord and he fought. But then Arjuna's tears were not, kind of a blind tears. He acted more powerfully, yeah, correct. He was Jayadratha. So Arjuna took a vow, by before tomorrow's sunset, if I don't chop the head of Jayadratha, I will enter into the fire. And what happened, that night, the day before when he's going to fight against Jayadratha, Arjuna was peacefully sleeping in the tent. And Krishna was waiting outside Arjuna's tent and walking here, there. And Bhima comes and Bhima asks Krishna, what you are doing in the night here outside the tent of Arjuna? And then Krishna, what he says? How much I love this Arjun. And I'm worried now. Tomorrow he has taken a vow that he is going to fight against Jayadratha. If I doesn't kill him, then he is going to enter into the fire. But then he is peacefully sleeping. He took a vow based on my things. Now I have anxiety to protect him. And Krishna takes Bhima inside. And then what he shows Bhima, he tells Bhima, put your ears near his hairs. Okay, Arjuna's hands had hairs. So he says, you put your ears near his hairs. So Bhima takes his ears and puts near the Arjuna's hand. And every whole of his body was chanting the name, Krishna, 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 Krishna. So, Krishna says, if my devotee is so much in love with me, he's so much in my remembrance, so why not I should work for my devotee. So he has taken a vow tomorrow to fight against Jayadratha. And if he doesn't able to kill him, then he has to enter into the fire. So, but he is peacefully sleeping. So I am anxiety of him. So that is the faith of Arjuna. And that's happened next day. Everybody, actually Kaurava becomes happy. They thought that now we'll protect this Jayadratha, we'll not allow Jayadratha and Arjuna come in front each other. We'll be going ahead in front of, and by evening we'll handle Arjuna alone. So that as soon as sunset over, then Jayadratha will come out. Okay, that was their plan. So Karna goes ahead and all the Kaurava soldiers, they go ahead and Jayadratha was kept way behind. So to approach Jayadratha, Arjuna has to go pass through all the millions of soldiers practically to reach out Jayadratha. He has to kill all of them. And that was happening. It was just about the sunset, but still Jayadratha was not visible far off. And Krishna was worried now what to do. And then immediately the sunset was set up. And then all Kauravas became very happy. They were laughing. Now Arjuna has to enter into the fire. And Jayadratha comes out in a very gladdest way, very, very joyful way. He says, now Arjuna is dead. Because everybody was only worried about how to kill this Arjuna. So Jayadratha comes laughingly in front of Arjuna. And you know what? There was no sunset actually. Does anybody knows what was the incident happened there? It was looking like a sunset happened, but it was Krishna's interfere. What Krishna has done actually, Krishna took the Sudarshan Chakra, and he sent on the sun and it was got hidden. The sun got hidden by the Sudarshan Chakra. Correct. So everyone thought that sun is set up now. And as soon as Jayadratha came in front of Arjuna, right, Krishna told, Arjun, take your Gandiva. Here is a sun ahead in the sky and here is a Jayadratha in front of you. And shoot him in such a way that his head falls off on the lap of his father. Because Jayadratha had a benediction. that whoever kills his head, whoever kills his chops of his head off, the whoever makes his head fall on the ground, his head will blast into the pieces. So this only Krishna was knowing. So Arjuna thought, I will shoot his head, but then because if Arjuna shoot at the head of Jayadratha, then the head will fall off, and then Arjuna's head will blast. So Krishna told you, shoot in such a way the head will should go on the lap of his father who is doing meditation in Himalayas. So the head goes straight into the lap of his father, and suddenly father opens the eyes, some bloody head has come, he throws it out, and his father's head become chopped off. So this is the point of faith. Okay, so why I narrated this episode, for showing how Arjuna or the devotees, their faith was so resolute in the purpose. And that's why we sing the prayers, right? Om Ajnana Timirandasya. So with the help of knowledge, our ignorance, the Timirandasya, the ignorance is destroyed. So that's why knowledge helps us to make our faith solidify. Otherwise, sentimentally we may practice, but when the challenges will come, the difficulties will come, the tests will come, okay, all of us, we have to face the tests in our life. So that time, whose help we take? That time, if mind is only sentimental, then it will become mental. But then when it is supported by the knowledge, the scriptural knowledge, how Krishna is so great. That's why that cobbler told, right? Cobbler did not told just like that, wonderful, wonderful, okay, fine, God can do. Cobbler told the reason. Narada asked, how do you believe? Then cobbler gave logical reason. So the small seed can give such a huge tree. Why can't God put the elephant to the eye of a needle, right? So that's why first understand Krishna's greatness, how Krishna is great. Then we'll be able to understand that. So that's why there are three chakshus. The first chakshu is called as charma chakshu. With our skinny eyes, we see the world around. And that's why sometimes the things looks very bewildering. And the faith becomes challenging for us to put on the plan of Krishna and the way how Krishna is doing for our life. Suddenly my job get lost. Why Krishna is so bad? I'm doing his chanting, I'm doing his classes and Bhagavad Gita and all. But Krishna is taking my job away, or Krishna is making my problems in my family. Why like that? So if we see with our charma chakshu only, then we'll doubt Krishna. Naturally, our faith will be lost. Then to practice solidly, it's not possible. But another chakshu is called as what? The Shastra chakshu. We should see not with the eyes, with the naked eyes, but with the knowledge of the scriptures. So yes, might be Krishna wants to give me some better opportunity. I have seen the Prahlad's episode we have studied, Pandava's episode we have studied. Problems are there in everyone's life. But rather I should be grateful. We should say to Krishna, thank you. I deserve worst. So once one disciple was cutting for deities, and his finger got cut. He went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I'm cooking for the Lord. Why my finger got cut? Why Lord is doing like this? I'm preparing food for Lord only. Like, you know what Prabhupada replied? Our throat was supposed to get chopped off, but Krishna is just giving a token of punishment. Then you thank Krishna. So that's why we require the help of the knowledge, the scriptural knowledge, Shastra Chakshu. And with that attitude, when we do, then Krishna will unfold better and better plans for all of us. But if you doubt Krishna's plan, then surely then Krishna will say, okay, fine. If you doubt me, then okay, you go on with your life. Then when you have faith upon me, then I will help you. So Shastras demonstrate such examples. Pandava's examples, Prahlad's episode, Gajendra's episode, or Bharat episode, or Srila Prabhupada's life just 50 years back, not like something Satyuga, Dwapar Yuga. So these things. And then the highest chakshu is what? That is called as Prema Chakshu. Prema Chakshu means Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. The eyes are filled with the ointment of love. Every act in our life looks like a love of God only. Although anything bad happens or things, we feel it is love of God only. So that is also, very, very high stage. Prahlads and all, they never ever complained the Lord. They rather felt very nice shelter of the Lord. Prahlad was thrown in the pit of snakes. He thought that, array, all the snakes are like coming from that Anantashesh. Now I am getting association of Anantashesh. Thank you, Lord. He did not tell, array, Lord, I am chanting your Narayana's name and things and all. Why you are throwing me in snakes? Right? So many, all the episodes he was remembering the Lord all the time. And out of love, not out of doubt. So that's why Charma Chakshu, Shastra Chakshu, and Prema Chakshu. So we should be at least, which eyes we should have? Can somebody tell? At our stage, which eyes we should develop in our life? With what vision we should see? the world around. Okay, somebody's writing all. I mean, okay, because we're practicing, right? We're a new practitioner. We're not like a kind of a great devotees, pure devotees or things and all. Our faith is not so strong. So which chakshu we should have? Okay, some answers we are getting. Yeah, it is called as the Shastra Chakshu. Because if you go with Charma Chakshu, I mean, it will keep us in the bewilderment. And Prema Chakshu is a very, very high stage. But Shastras, they are our mothers, right? Mothers helps us to understand the plan of the father. Mother will tell, father is giving you beating for what? For your good only. See, you should do like this, then father will love you. Father is loving you actually. His beating is to make you better. So mother explains, mother cajoles the child, right? So like that, the scriptures will help us when we read the scriptures, when we study the scriptures. So that's why I thought we'll discuss this point. It's very, very important. And then finally, Prabhupada right in the third para. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced, provided what? These three conditions Prabhupada wrote there, under the able guidance of a spiritual master. Okay, we should never ever, at least in early stage, like a baby, when a small new baby is born, the baby is never ever left alone. Baby is always guided by mother or the father around, and everybody keeps the eyes around. Everybody keeps the baby always together. So now we are also growing in our Krishna consciousness. We are also taking our baby steps. So we have to make sure we are always under guidance. Otherwise, the mind is there to cheat us. Yesterday we saw four-letter guru. We have four-letter person we have with us who is guiding. That is mind. But this guru, this person we should reject, and another four-letter person we should accept. That is guru. And that's why we have Srila Prabhupada as our founder Acharya, who is a Shiksha Guru for, I mean, preeminent Shiksha Guru for all of us. And as a direct spiritual master for all of us, we have Prabhupada disciples, right? So all of you will also come to know about that. And you can study Bhagavad Gita and hear the lectures. There are so many Prabhupada disciples are giving the classes and all. And of course, from whom to hear, what to hear, that also we should ask. That also we should consult. Otherwise, we may go away with anything hearing and all, and then it will create again the mess. So the hearing also should be properly planned. So our teacher also, they give us our plan for us also. Which lecture we should hear, at what steps, which book syllabus we should follow. Prabhupada books also, there are level of books. So there is level 1, level 2, level 3. So your mentors also, I'm sure you will have your mentors or guides, so you can take their help and then they will guide you properly. So that is the importance of guidance of spiritual master. And who is a spiritual master? Not like anybody here there, but who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who is representing Krishna as it is. And then who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. So in our society, we have seen our spiritual master now, they're all across the world, they travel and all. So physically, we may not be able to approach them, but the system is made up. So spiritual master, the guru is there. Under him, he has his senior disciples. Then there is a counselor boards, then the counselors and the mentors, right? So this the hierarchy is made, the system is set up so that we are also under the same system. So we should make sure that we don't do mentally, whimsically anything. And it's always best to ask, even though it may look like a simple thing or things, but we should always consult. Till the time, I mean, of course, there is no end. But then it's always good to act instead of taking independent decision. And especially about Krishna conscious practices. Okay, not about financial. We should not approach Guru for asking which job shall I do or how we'll get the money. So that we can ask for a financial people or other people in the society or devotees who are well into the business and all, their guidance you can take. But the Guru or the Guru's representatives, when we approach, you should be asked, how can I develop the faith? What is how to understand the plan of Krishna, how to chant properly, how to read the books, what is this doubt and things. Then such inquiries will bring out real spirit. Then the resolute, right? The word resolute is Prabhupada writes. So then the faith will be determined, unflinching faith, unflinching trust. And that's why yesterday we saw how to approach to Krishna: fear, desire, duty, and love, right? So fear, desire, I mean, at least at this stage we should not approach for such things. We should have a full faith Krishna will take care. But out of duty platform, that's the best platform for us. Love is very high. Right, our senses are not controlled and the mind is cheating us. So love is a very, very high platform, but at least out of duty, let me chant every day. Let me fix up my round. Why I'm not able to chant 16 rounds? So how to come to the step? Okay, fine. Let me begin with particular rounds and grow up gradually and be determined. Let me get up early in the morning, attend the artis, offer the prayers, and before I eat, offer the food. So we should have this regulation in our life. That is a duty platform. Let us attend the classes regularly. So then that duty will take us to the love platform. So Krishna will give all the needful things for our life. So I'm sorry I did not took the next sloka, but I thought to, I hope you found relevance of this discussion today. Because this is a most important, this section is going to start. That is more over all those points. This all depends upon that faith. Any questions, any comments? So regular reading, regular understanding of the association of the devotees will bring out the proper understanding. Kindly repeat the Srivas Thakur episode. Okay. Srivas Thakur, all of you know, right? He is one among the Panchatattva. We sing Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas. So the Srivas Thakur was none other than Narad Muni, and he was a grahastha having a family and all. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go in Srivas Angan. The kirtan used to happen day and night. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw, the Srivas is not doing anything, no job, nothing. what is doing actually? How he gets his earnings? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked. Then Srivas said, Srivas just what he did, he clapped. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, what is this three claps? What do you mean by that? And then Lord Srivas Thakur replied, that Narayana is supplying for everyone. He's taking care of animals and other living beings. Why not he will take care for me also? And then if Lord doesn't supply me, then I'll clap 3 times. And after clapping 3 times, if still the Lord is not supplying me, I'll go and drown myself into Ganga. Right? So that is a strong faith of a devotee on the Lord. So actually, what we say, if you don't have faith on the Lord, it is like, compromising the Lord's abilities or doubting the Lord's abilities, or otherwise to say, it's kind of an insult to the Lord. Oh Lord, I think you are incapable, you cannot take care of me. I think you have a good heart for me, but I think I doubt whether you know about me or not. So better, I think I should do some other way around. For timing, you wait now. So, but Srivas Thakur or the great devotees like you see, so they are demonstrating us. Don't worry, don't doubt about anything. Lord has a best plan for all of us, provided we allow ourselves to open up to the Lord. And nothing much great things we have to do. Our Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas, they have set up a wonderful systems. Practice that ABCD formula and follow your regulated life. Where is the Krishna will bring out, and whatever talents, whatever time and whatever availabilities we have, try to use it to propagate, to share this mission. Now, how many of us were attending the talk here? I'm seeing only we are total 5 members and we are a 6th. So why only 6 people? Why can't we call some more friends? I know my good friends, or at least they also appreciate the Gita's message. So why can't I tell them? So share this knowledge with others. And by sharing with others, if some people start chanting and all, we'll feel the great satisfaction. It's like what, in market, you bring one customer for the bank will give you some kind of share, some kind of interest for you. Like that. You bring some more people at the lotus feet of Lord, then Lord will also give us also some interest for his devotion also. Right? So why not to bring, why not to share with the wisdom with the people around? And that's the best way we can. That's what Prabhupada told. Disciples were asking, how can we repay you, Prabhupada? You have done so much for us. So Prabhupada told, you never can repay. But at least practice what we gave you and try to share with others. I gave to you and you give to others. So share with others, use your talent. Some of you are good at writings or things. You have so many services. So all of you like to do some services at your own places, or you can wherever, whatever interest way. Typing services, PPTs we make, some kind of assignments for children, we are making courses. So use our time and energy for service of the Lord. That is engagement, right? ABCDE. So then surely Krishna will unfold beautiful gifts for our life. Have faith. So it's a step-by-step reciprocation actually. That's how you'll see the magic of Krishna in our life. Otherwise, it's, I mean, great challenge. We have seen many people, many friends coming, but then somehow something goes here, there, and the disconnect from the devotees, and then very, very difficult then. So no problem, doubts will be there. Doubts are the sign of intelligence. So rather more we express the doubts, the more our intelligence becomes convinced, and then the faith becomes solidified. And that's why anyone knows the 9 stages of bhakti, on which the first step is what? There are 9 stages, how our bhakti grows. The highest stage is prema. The steps begins with what? What is the first step? That Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, no. They are the ways by which we can perform the devotional service. But I am saying the development of our devotion, of which the highest stage we saw, the love, the prema. So before prema, there is one stage. Before that, one stage. And the lowest stage on which we should start climbing. So that maybe I think you'll learn in our future session, but you can take a note. This is called as Ado Shraddha. Ado Shraddha means what? Have a faith. Then goes to Sadhu Sangha. Then associate with the devotees. Then Bhajana Kriya. In the association of devotees, you start chanting, starts doing prayers and lead Krishna conscious life. Then Anartha Nivrutti. All our unwanted things in heart gets cleansed. Then Nishtha. Then the faith becomes solidified. Then Ruchi. Then attraction comes towards the practice. Then Asakti. I mean, it becomes so that without this practice, we'll not be able to live. Asakti, Bhava, Prema, like that the steps are there. So Ado Shraddha is a first step. And that's why we really appreciate all of your kind participation in spite of your weekdays schedules and things and all. But make sure that we are properly understanding the message, properly applying in our life. Then surely the faith will become solidified. So tomorrow, let's say our whole society may, our people around or our relatives may rebel us, or I mean, they'll stop our practice. Then how will take act? How will act upon that? So the faith will protect us. So that's why we should do our best. From where I will find the stories that you have shared today, like faith stories? Yeah. That is there on ISKCON Desire Tree. Of course, there's a lot of things are there on that. So we'll send you those portal. Okay, you can check that. We'll send you those stories. And you Prabhupada's lectures are there. So if you have your mentor, you ask him. Okay. So surely he will help you. He will guide you. Generally, we avoid. Generally, we avoid for going to the internets and all, because there's so many other stuffs are also filled up. So internet is like a net. We may get caught up going here, there, watching this thing, seeing that things or some things and all, and unnecessarily we get scared. So we will send you whatever you want. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. We'll send you the required things for your these things to study those things. Okay. Thank you very much for being with us for this evening. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So tomorrow we'll have the next session. We can join. Tomorrow mostly 7:30 we'll have. We'll intimate you on your groups. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.